Welcome back to another episode of the Friendship
Friendship
University
University
podcast.
Podcast.
You know, the podcast where we come week after week telling you that people are our greatest resource because, they are. We're back for another episode. How you doing?
I am doing swell.
I'm doing the best I can with what I got.
Yes, I'm doing fabulous.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Um,
How many words do I have?
you want to keep going?
Fantastic. Amazing.
Extraordinary.
Extraordinary.
I am doing absolutely marvelous.
Marvelous. Immeasurably satisfied.
I am communally calm.
I am happily happy.
So we're going to play one of our favorite games.
Okay.
Because we just stay singing on this podcast. I don't know. I just always have a song shut up in my bones.
Yeah.
don't
Duh. My big toe.
I know why you do, but
I think in song titles, clearly.
you really do.
Clearly, I really do.
That's fair.
It's therapeutic for me.
I can imagine that.
Just busting out in song.
You know, they say singing and dancing helps the nervous system.
It truly does.
Helps to regulate
Bust a move.
Please.
If you're feeling low.
Okay? And just dance like nobody's watching.
Dance like nobody is.
I hope you dance.
Yes.
I hope you dance. That is such a beautiful. I love that song.
Yes.
Okay. We are going to
Dance
play.
with my father again.
Come on. Don't make me cry.
So beautiful.
I used to listen to that song on repeat, y'all.
Good old Luther.
Y'all,
Vandross.
Luther. I waited for the Luther documentary to come out, and now I just have not brought myself to watch it yet. But I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it soon. I heard it was good, and that song always brings me to tears for personal reasons. That's my little one. I want to go to the mountain and cry a little bit. But we're going to play a little bit of culture karaoke, but we're going to do it with our own little twist.
Let's do it.
So you know the drill. We give the prompt. You sing the song based off the prompt. You want to kick us off? You want me to kick off?
I'm go. Let's go. What? Let's go to the... Oh, that's inappropriate. I didn't know that my whole time growing up in Chicago, I didn't know that that's what they were saying.
What are they saying?
We'll talk about it. Okay, anyway. Two-step. Perform a song that is guaranteed to make you want to dance or do a two-step.
Where them fans at? Where them fans at? Whoa, 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 I got my boots on the ground. Whoa, 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 I got my boots on the ground. Me either. So
we need a lesson.
Our producer was visiting me in DC last week, and at the Library of Congress, they have special events every Thursday night.
Okay.
And I was able to just get us some tickets, and they had like this all black step event, like to teach you line dancing.
Oh my God, that sounds so much fun.
And I was like, I have to take a line dancing class. It was like all over the country. I mean, hundreds of people from all over the country, all kind of like line dancing groups came, and they were trying to teach. What I will say is the teacher, he didn't have a microphone, so it was a little difficult to hear. But when I tell you, they went through at least 15 different line dances. I mean, they had a line dance for everything. Some of them fast footwork, some of them slow. They did boots on the ground.
Tamia, I think about giving myself to you.
The funny thing is, I am anti-learning that line dance, but I'm going to learn boots on the ground because it's too much.
It is a lot of crissing and crossing.
It's just enough. I'm going to crisscross applesauce to the seat. Because I'm not doing all that. But I do now want to take a line dancing class.
It looks so fun.
It looks fun. And you burn a lot of calories line dancing. I mean, dancing in general is a really good way to exercise. But line dancing, it was so cool to see, though. They're working on like a whole exhibit for it. So they're doing like a documentary. They got funding.
Wow.
it's going to be a whole thing. So I'm super excited to see what comes of it. I forgot the name of the actual event, but shout out to you all who were at the Library of Congress last Thursday teaching us how to line dance and not getting upset when we got in your way because they were moving fast. One guy knew every single one, like top to bottom. So fun. But yes, that's the song that comes to mind because that is the popular song right now.
Okay.
I don't know if I like this, but perform a song that references a color.
They call me mellow yellow. I'm blue, da boo dee da doo da, you follow dee da boo dee. Yeah.
Okay. I can't think of. I'm trying to think of a black artist. Oh, Purple Rain, Purple Rain.
That's the obvious choke.
But that's not the first thing that came to my. First thing that came to my mind was Back in Black by AC/DC. Because I'm back in black.
You did used to be a rocket.
I still like rock, but
Okay.
it really be a little
Too much.
yeah.
All right, next. Perform a song that includes both a singer and a rapper.
Okay. There are a couple of songs that are coming to mind. 'Cause I'm real, the way you walk, the way you
Really?
talk,
Of
the
all
way.
songs?
Because, well, I was thinking about Runaway Love, Runaway Love. Why did she have, why was Mary sitting next to her on that bench while she was bawling her eyes out, just singing? It reminded me of, I feel like that's how those firefighters felt when John Legend was serenading them.
Like,
What are you
doing?
talking about, ordinary people?
Why
I'm an
are you
inmate.
singing this?
Let me enjoy my Five Guys in peace.
Wow.
I mean,
I thought that was interesting.
in theory, you would be like, "Oh yeah, that's cool." Like John Legend singing
It's
ordinary
not cool.
people, but
That's the last thing I want to hear right now.
I'm first of all, I'm fighting off fires to take off time off my sentence because I'm in jail. I'm eating a meal I never really get my hands on because I'm in jail. And you want to sit down and sing ordinary people? I don't get it. I don't know who requested that, but that was not the move. I think he didn't read the room. I don't think he read the room. Perform a song with the word baby in the title or chorus.
Baby, 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 baby. Baby, 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 baby. Ashanti.
Oh, I thought you were singing Casey and JoJo. Baby, 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 baby.
I love that's one of my favorite songs. But
I will never find another lover sweeter than you, sweeter than you.
Yeah, I love that.
Yes.
Yeah, that was actually Ashanti.
Oh, I know. She said baby about 40 times in that song.
Definitely did.
You know, I used to really try to be.
And it was a hit.
Let me tell you something.
The simpler, the most elementary childish the song, the more hit.
Closer to it, it'll be a hit. Ashanti really had it on lock.
She did. She
in
had
the early
an era.
2000s.
Her and Ja Rule had an era.
Yeah, Murder Inc. They
R.I.P.
really.
What you call? What's his name? Irv Gotti.
Oh yeah, R.I.P. Irv Gotti. And R.I.P. Oh yes, I think we would be remiss. It's been a few weeks now, but I don't think we mentioned Angie Stone.
I know. I still not. I'm not over it.
It's just not.
I'm not
making
over it.
sense.
Yeah, that was a while ago, but I'm not over it.
That's sad. Mm-hmm. Roberta Flack, right after Roberta Flack.
Know. Get your house in order.
Somebody check on Stevie, please.
Please.
Keep him with us here, Lord.
Yeah, Lord. I need to meet him.
Yeah. I want to meet him and actually be able to talk to him and not about electronics. Mm-hmm. It's on you. Baby love. My baby love. It's on you.
Okay. Perform a rap song from the 90s.
Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar, dollar bills, y'all. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar, dollar bills. Wu-Tang, I'm coming for you. Y'all on tour. I'm so excited. I'm sure all 1,000 original members are going to be on that stage. But yes, I won't sing the verse because
It's inappropriate.
it's inappropriate. Most 90s rap. Well, not, you had the most deaths, even those a little bit were a little inappropriate. Commons, the Talib Kweli's. We'll do a couple of rounds more. Perform a ladies' anthem or dedicate a song to the ladies.
This is ladies' night, and the feel is right.
Feel
oh,
is right.
This is ladies' night. Oh, what a night.
Oh, what a night.
Never the one packing a gun, got some under objects.
You got a glass flat.
I be the one sucking your paragraph. Get your back up on the right back. And you stopping my ladies from club, I get you rock up. Do this, do that, up. Put it shaking with your name in left one. Right here, there's left one. Lean up there, the fancy promises. Remember when you used to really like a song? This is way back in the day. This is really before my time because my older sister used to this. She used to have to write down the lyrics because it wasn't before you could just look up lyrics. You had to sit there and rewind the tape and write so you could learn your favorite song.
That's really why I think a lot of people knew lyrics. I mean, you were listening it back and you were writing it down. I mean, even before you could look them up online, we had them in the CD booklet.
Yeah,
they used to put the lyrics, and you would be mad if your favorite artist did not put those lyrics in the book.
If you didn't have that CD, you had to listen.
You had to listen. Yeah, remember how
long time ago, Gen Z, you don't know how good you have it.
My sister used to do this too. Remember how you used to have to record from the radio?
Put the tape and record from the radio so you can record your favorite song.
Record your favorite song. I remember tapes my sister had. Whole radio shows were on because she just had to let the tape record to
so
get
she
to
could find that one song.
One song to play in the car.
Yep.
That is crazy. Yeah, Gen Z, y'all do not know how good y'all have it. Streaming. Now, I will say there's something to be said about the physical copy of CDs.
Yeah,
really,
I miss that.
I think that changed the trajectory of how we interact, and consume music, and the way that we approach artistry, music specifically.
When you had a CD, you played the whole CD down
from top to bottom.
From top to bottom as a holistic project.
Yeah, you didn't really get to
go back and forth.
Yeah, skip around or do. I mean, and CD players did eventually have where you could skip a song, but you couldn't go to. You
weren't making playlists.
Right, you weren't making playlists. And if you were making playlists, you were making mix CDs.
You was making mix CDs.
CD booklets,
and then you might, if you had really liked somebody, you had put all y'all favorite songs on one CD. And then
I Like You CD.
Okay,
I like you. Listen to these songs, they remind me of you. I had a couple of those. But yeah, it's interesting to think things are still kind of eventful, but it was way
it lasted
more,
way longer.
It was rollouts. You waited for and even before CDs, there were albums. Our parents waited for those albums, and you went to the store, you spent your money, you went home, you put that album on, and you just listened to it
till you knew it.
Yeah, it's I appreciate the advances of technology, but I'm glad I was born in the era I was born in.
I did too. It was a special, unique time.
It was a very unique time.
Shout out to my millennials.
Shout out, y'all. And we really set the precedent for where
shout out to millennials.
Where we've gone. Yeah, shout out to millennials, y'all. We really did our big one.
We did. We was the
y'all
last
making
one it. Before it started getting real different.
Broke loose.
Started to get real different.
That cuss.
You had the internet in your pocket. Before that.
Before you had cameras on your phone.
Yeah, man. We was playing brick.
And
When the
Snake.
and Snake with the Nokia phone, and you was changing your phone covers.
And you were
to match
calling
your
after
outfits.
9 because that was on your free
Freezing
minutes.
your free. Ah!
Don't
Call me back after
me
9.
before 9. My minutes ain't free. And why are you texting me? I only get 300 text
Call
messages.
me after 9.
I only get 300 words a month
my God.
free for texting.
Remember
Can you
that?
imagine? I text 300 words in a day now.
9 p.m. We could talk all night, but do not call me before
Do
that.
not call me before 9. Absolutely
Y'all
not.
don't know about Gen Z. Listen to us. The nostalgia of it all. You could not call your friends and just be on the phone with your friends, okay? They had to call you after 9 because that's when your minutes was free. You only had a limited amount of minutes, okay?
Before
during
9
the day
p.m.
for the month. And if you went over, then your bill got extra charge, or you just couldn't talk.
And your parents was taking that phone.
Taking it.
Give me that phone.
Baby. Now you can talk all as much
all
as you
day
want.
and night.
See, we had limitations.
You had limited texting. I think you got something like 300 words a month.
Yeah, depending on your plan.
Yep.
Yes, child.
It's crazy.
It was crazy.
Limitations really helped us
really
with
did,
boundaries,
though.
I think.
It did help us with
to
boundaries.
not overconsume.
Yeah,
I think.
it really did. It really did, though.
We're going to talk a little bit more about overconsumption with social media in a little bit. But first, let's step into our Artist Corner. Artist Corner.
That's wrong.
That's not it? What is it?
Artist Corner.
Artist Corner. Artist
Corner. Corner. With the
Corner.
artist.
Skip dee diddly dee.
It doesn't
They don't
need
need that.
It don't, not the skip.
Yeah. What about it? Yeah.
No.
None of it. I can't do nothing. A little razzle
Let it rest. No. Want to put some on the inner song so bad.
Cause if we was in a group.
No. I say no.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
She
I'll
said,
give
but
it to you.
skip
I guess I'm oldest in this situation and nobody's coming to see me.
Nobody coming to see you. And your skip did a diddly dee.
Anywho, so I felt like I wanted to do an AI part 2. If you are privy to episodes past weeks and weeks and weeks ago, we kind of talked about AI and not approaching it from a standpoint of fear. Because, right now there are a lot of unanswered questions up in the air. There's a lot of uncertainty. But I am someone who likes to think in handling what's in my control. So I don't think about what's outside of my control. That is outside of my control. So what am I going to do about it? What is inside of my control is learning it. So I really encouraged you all to go out and approach AI from the standpoint of a learner, approaching it as a new skill, and letting it be something that aids in your creative process. And so I wanted to just revisit that because it's showing up in schools. Now there are programs in colleges where they can, and I mean, I guess even in I don't know if they do it in high school too, but programs that can detect whether you've used Chat GPT.
Oh, they're definitely using that in high school, for sure.
And so I think those kind of regulations, again, as I mentioned before, are necessary so that we are not getting accustomed to letting that be the creator. But last episode, we talked about feeling the feels. And I think it's really important to understand that AI will never be able to feel the feels, right? And so if you can tap into feeling your feelings like we encouraged you to do last episode, it can really aid in you ensuring your place in society as an artist as AI grows, right? And I am a big proponent for using AI as the tool that it's meant to be, which is an additive. It's not for you to go and try to create from scratch what you're trying to do, but it can be utilized as a pinpoint of I guess you could say a tool in your tool belt for essentially, right? And AI is not new. It's just under the guise of a different term, but we've always been teaching technology. When you were using, remember you used to have to call and get the times, movie times and stuff.
Man,
That's
movie
AI. That was
phone.
that was an artificial intelligence program that was dictating by your voice. You would speak. Even now
Hello,
today,
this
they
is
still
movie phone.
Where's that man? There was a story about that man.
Hello to this man.
Hello to this man. If you're still alive, I appreciated
Hello,
you.
this is movie phone.
That's good. You sound just like him.
Thank you.
That was good.
Thank you.
Absolutely. You know what?
Thank you. I would like to thank all the people, whoever said, no, I'm just joking.
And you
wouldn't
know who
make
you
it.
are.
But
You know
this
who you
moment means a lot to me. I'm working on a few new impressions, you guys, and
That's good.
I feel like I do a good Whitley Gilbert. I feel like that's my best one.
You wanna give it a shot?
Dwayne,
Dwayne.
I love when you talk to me like that, Big Daddy.
So here's the thing. And I think it's because you're not Southern. You're putting extra Southernness on it. It's almost giving Elmer Fudd.
No, Dwayne. Dwayne.
It's that Midwest.
Kikaloku. Hello, Kikaloku. No,
I'm not off till 5. Kikaloku.
Hello, Kool-Aid. She was just calling her anything.
That was some good stuff.
Man, I love that show.
Oh gosh.
Okay,
Back to what we were saying. Yeah, it's still in practice today, right? Like you call your phone company, you call that voice recognition, which has been around since the 80s. That's all artificial intelligence. It's just now we have more tangible things where we can type in and get prompts and all of these things. But saying all that to say, AI is not as scary as you think it is. Now, I'm not saying that I'm a proponent of the rise of AI. And there have been all these kind of like environmental-esque questions coming up about the factories that they're using artificial intelligence for, and it's causing environmental changes.
Matrix.
But I mean, again, this stuff is still around. I mean, they have the robots now. And did you see his rollout with that? It was literally based on the movie I, Robot.
Nobody's
Like
thinking about
it
this.
was
Nobody's thinking
it was
long-term.
playing in the background. I think the names are based off of some of the names that were in the movie. This is why I want you to get familiar with it. Like, don't you know how our parents seem so old even though they're not that old?
They're really not
because
that old.
life
That's very
technology is just
frustrating.
passing them by.
You're not even that old. Stop.
You're
acting
not that old. Like even I know some people in our age range who act like they just can't navigate anything, and it's like, girl, you're in your 30s. Like, why are you acting like you in a nursing home on Golden Girls?
Not Golden Girls. I love that show.
I do too. Another great classic. You know, black people ride for the Golden Girls.
We did.
We really did. Shout out to you all.
What was the theme song, Golden Girls?
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant.
Here we go.
Doom, 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 doom. And if you threw a party and invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me. And the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend. Dun, 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 bum, bum.
That was such a great.
Where are the theme songs at? theme songs again. Taking it back to
such a
Angie
good-
Stone. Good God. Just,
That was such a good thing.
that was good. That was really good. I really enjoyed where the original lady, she brought the man who did that remix that went viral years ago, brought him on stage to do that. But yes, I'm encouraging it, and I'm bringing it up again because it's starting to show up more prevalently in things. There's going to be a time, I feel like very soon, we're going to start seeing AI scripted things, AI musicians, AI screenwriters. There are screenwriters I know who will give prompts to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will shoot off 5, 6, even 10 scripts sometimes, and 4 or 5 of them are plausible. Like they could potentially go to go to the theater. So don't let fear stop you from learning a new skill. And I think as artists, you're always supposed to be learning, right?
Yes.
Like new skills are a thing. I think if we think about some of the greatest artists of our time, they were always pushing limits and changing and not staying in boxes and giving us something new, fresh. And I feel like right now, AI is the tool that you should be learning.
You know, can I add to
Yeah,
that?
go ahead.
I really enjoy using it for research purposes.
Yeah.
I felt like it was very useful, as in like versus Google, where Google will bring up, let's say ChatGPT, whatever like that. Google will bring up like different articles and things, which is nice. But if you're just trying to get a scope, a whole scope of maybe a subject or a genre, or learn about the history of something, you don't have to get all this information and piece it together. You can ask them the correct prompt and it'll do that work for you and organize it in a way that is helpful to what. So let's say you're trying to learn how to play Latin music.
Okay.
Okay, well, what's the BPM of Latin? What is the different, what are the top people that I should research? What are the top people I should learn about? What are the chord changes that they use?
What are the instruments associated with Latin music?
Like, those are all things you would have to take hours to figure out and learn, or days. But you can, like, in 5 minutes have all that information organized in a way that is helpful for you to learn a new skill or learn a new genre. Or you can do that with, like, let's say you're a writer and you're trying to learn about, and you feel like inspiration to write in a different genre than you ever have. Or you're just trying to research and study, like, your craft. You can do that. You might not have access to.
What's the average word count for a best-selling book?
Right.
In this category.
Yeah, and I enjoyed, this is something that I enjoyed. I broke down some of my favorite songs. I said, break down this song for me. Like, why is it so palatable? Why is it so, I can't talk to Quincy Jones. He's no longer with us. But I can ask AI, like, what the history of the song, like, why is it, it's in this BPM, it uses these chords, it reflects this, it gives this kind of, feel, atmosphere for the listener, and it does all this. Oh, you okay? There.
Oh, I'm sorry, Waddell. My bad. You gonna sit him next to you? Okay.
Okay. So it'll do all of that for you. Like, I can't talk to Michael Jackson. I can't talk to Whitney Houston, but I can, like, learn about the song.
I've done that for movies and TV shows too.
So that's a really good way. I'm not necessarily a component of research idea generation, because I feel like your ideas, I'm not mad at it, but I feel like your ideas should come from an authentic place, like a God place, and that's not God. Like, let's not, treat it like God. But I think researching, studying is very helpful for that.
And using it to aid your inspiration is okay, for sure.
Explore.
Yeah.
Like, I have an idea to do this. What are some things that I could do with this? Possibly. But it's some things I like to reserve for, like, an organic, God-inspired space. But as far as the research to facilitate that, or how to organize that, or how to implement that, you know, I don't think it's anything wrong with researching and getting feedback. And what you use, and what you don't, you don't.
Yeah, and I think that's great because even as artists, a lot of us are trying to do what teams of 5, 7, 10 people are doing as one person. So using AI, like helpful. Even ChatGPT could be helpful. Yeah. What should I be posting on social media? Yeah. What gets the most hits? Where, you know, this is my genre. This is what I do. This is my artistry. Where can I find my audience? How do I, how can I speak to them or approach them?
But let's interject that, because if you're a Christian believer, like, that is like, it can get flipped on its head, and you have to make room for the God factor.
Yeah, like, for sure.
What's do your research, do your part, and position yourself to be, you know, obedient. But as far as like blowing you up and all of that, that's a God factor moment. And so
absolutely.
leave room for that.
Understanding that, I love how you said position yourself, and you always say be prepared, stay ready, so you don't have to get ready.
Do your part.
Do your part. And so if you, like, we're not saying to go and like try to blow up overnight. Where do I get a viral video from? But doing your part, using it as a tool to put yourself out there, because we do know that social media is now a part of artistry. A lot of what we used to go to labels or managers or whatever for, now we can do it ourselves on social media. So this is just, again, another encouragement to utilize these tools, get familiar with them. Don't be afraid. I love the research factor of it. Use it as a source to push forward your mission and vision. And it's not as scary as you all think. I'm telling you guys. I mean,
they all say that. We're working for the robot.
Now, I do want to preface it by saying anything that is created in this world has the potential to be used for good, and it has the potential to be used for evil.
That's so true.
That's just it. Like, even weapons. You know what I'm saying? You have weapons to protect, and then you have people who weaponize those weapons against other people. So that's why I said you're going to start seeing the rise of stuff. We're already kind of seeing it. We're seeing, AI. Some tools are like stealing ideas offline and like fabricating it to make it seem like these are, you know what I'm saying? We know that it can't be an original idea because your AI, we're teaching you. But, don't think that the robots won't rise up. If you never see iRobot, I'm just gonna go ahead, just watch that. That's gonna be my last tidbit on that. Watch that, but don't come out of it out of fear. Come out of it knowing you can be triumphant over it, because it is a thing that is created, and you are the ultimate creation. And so you have the power. You've got the power. So talking about AI, we talked a little bit about social media. I think I came to you a few weeks ago, and I was like, what would happen if social media got shut down one day a week? And I feel like, for me, I was like, I would love that idea. But I thought it would be interesting to talk about our perspectives on social media and what we think would happen. And I'm talking about all platforms, everything dealing with social media. Let's say Sundays or Mondays, whatever. One day a week, completely offline. Nobody can access it. Do you think as a society we could actually do something like that?
I don't think it would happen.
Okay.
But I think if it did happen by some strange phenomena, I would say phenomenon, because we're singular. Yeah.
Phenomenon. Phenomenon. Dun, 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 dun.
I would say that it would be great. I feel like it would be so amazing to have everybody go outside.
Touch grass, as they say.
Freaking get some air.
Get some sunshine. Let the sunshine in.
I wish all electronics would be shut off for one day. TV included. TV.
Oh, you take it a step further.
My parents and my grandparents love to watch some TV. Cut this off and go outside and sit on the stoop and watch people walk past.
Sit on the stoop. I love it.
You understand? Drink you some lemonade and.
I can't wait to have my porch.
Listen to the breeze in the trees, in the grasshoppers leap. Listen to that. Talk to somebody. Share a story. Create something. Make something. Draw something. Do something. Run around.
Read something.
Pick a flower. Do they still pick flowers? Pick a flower.
You gotta find a flower.
You know what I'm saying?
Go to the park.
Go to the park.
Rent a bike.
Ride your bike around town. Go for a walk. A nature trail.
Just let the wind blow in your hair.
Let the wind blow through your hair.
You know, you took it a step further. I didn't even think about the fact that
would be dope.
Cutting off anything.
Cut off like you off grid.
Off the
The
grid.
only person people know what you're doing is the people
right in your vicinity that you're doing it with. Could you imagine?
Yes, I think it sounds awesome.
I totally agree with everything. I don't think it will happen.
I don't either, but I think
unless y'all give me the power. You don't ever want me to get into the presidency because you think you hate me now.
Yeah, no, I think that would be awesome. I think it would be healthier for us. And I think, did you see that experiment where they took the kids' phones for 21 days at a school? Mm-mm. Every day they had to come in and put it in this little pouch and it would lock it and they couldn't get in their phone. And it would only open at like a certain time. Then they could get their phone back out.
That's what they do at Dave Chappelle shows when I went. You had to put it in a little box.
Yeah, and so they found that the kids were way happier and it was way less fights.
Really?
Yeah, because they organized fights through the phone.
What?
Yeah. Meet me in the bathroom. We gonna get her in the lunchroom. Blase,
oh my God.
Yeah. So, the students were way happy.
I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because I'm flabbergasted.
Yeah.
That people are like, that they are texting this.
Yeah. Or meet me such and such. I'm finna knock your head off. Whatever the case may be. They had way less fights, they were able to focus more. They were more engaged. They were more into the lesson.
All of this makes sense to me.
And so you're not a multitasker. What we're doing is task switching. So we're not multitasking. We're going between tasks very, very quickly. So we end up doing both tasks less efficient.
I have a question because you were in the school system. The education system. Where did it become the normal for these kids to have their phones out during class? Because we had cell phones later on, like junior, senior year.
Yeah, we had cell phones in high school.
But we would never think to take it out. And if we did, it was a problem.
Now, here's the thing. It depends on your district. So some districts have full-on phone policies. No, you may not. Some districts don't. It's up to the schools. Then some schools are like, it's up to the teacher.
What? Why wouldn't you just have this across the board? Right. That's so silly.
One would think. But it's not always that simple. So it's a lot of politics in school systems, honestly.
I can imagine.
So it just depends. So for my students, I taught English. And then I taught freshman English. It really depended on the class. Seniors, I just had to put them away. Y'all finna graduate. Freshmen, y'all can't read or y'all can't write.
The children cannot read. They're illiterate.
Don't say they're illiterate. But I'm just saying, freshman year, y'all couldn't read or write. Y'all just couldn't. Like you were struggling. So I made my students put their phones in I used to have like a little phone case thing. So when they walked in, they had to put their phone in a case, and the number on the case coordinated with a student in the seat. So I could look in the seat and see that And then if I look at your number and you'll see and there's no phone over there, I know you still got your phone. So I was very hard on that because of the subject I taught and the grade level I taught. Like, you cannot have your phone and not be on it. Like, it's going to be a constant distraction. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So for me, yeah, that was a no. But for some teachers, they let them because they can use their phone. But our students had laptops, so you have access to the internet. It's no point of you to have your phone. You have a laptop. But what we could do as teachers, we could lock their laptops so they couldn't get on other sites.
Yeah.
So I would do that. Yeah, I was that girl, because you're gonna learn. And here in this classroom, you're gonna learn. You're not wasting my time. I'm not wasting your time.
You're not wasting your time.
Learn how to read them right before we leave here. That part.
How you gonna sign checks? You're not gonna be illiterate. Okay. How you gonna sign contracts if you can't read?
We're not gonna be illiterate. We're not gonna be illiterate. No.
I am taken aback by that.
Yeah.
No one policy across the board, and I get. I mean, even state to state their sovereignty, right? That's why there are not constitutional rules that regulate all 50, 51 states or whatever.
Yeah.
But that is just atrocious to think that you would not. It seems obvious that across the board, it would be a no phone policy.
It would just be like, no, you cannot have your phone during school hours. After school, you got to call your mom for a ride, whatever.
I'm going to build a school, and it's going to be a dead zone. You're going to walk in and no towers, and you ain't going to have no service and no access to the internet.
It was kind of like that in areas of the school where it was no service, but at the end of the day, like, you if you're trying to learn some pivotal foundational things, you cannot be on your phone. It's the hugest distraction. Like, you can't even have it sitting right there. It's like if your boo texts you,
you're gonna look at it.
You're looking.
Yeah.
There's no way you're not gonna look if they text you.
And we're not saying this because we think we're better. Obviously, we have cell phones, and we're gonna look. If I have started back putting my phone away. Yeah. Like when I'm doing things, I don't want it next to me. If I'm watching a movie, if I am especially reading and different things like that, because you're gonna look. Somebody calls you, if it vibrates, you got the watch too.
Yeah, I have the watch, and even though I have a watch, I don't really pay attention to my watch.
Me either.
I always thought before I had an Apple Watch that I could do all this stuff on my watch, and I would pay attention. And I don't be paying. You text me on this watch, I don't know, because I ain't looking.
I don't look either.
Unless I'm in a scenario where I'm like, I can't talk at all, and I'm expecting someone to message me, and I have to be able to answer them. I do not ever text.
I literally use this for fitness. That's it.
I literally use it for the time and for fitness.
And the time. That's it.
I literally don't be texting y'all.
I don't text from it. I don't pick. I see people picking up their calls from the Apple Watch.
But every blue moon, I pick up calls from my watch blue moon. But I know some people that do it more often, but I really just don't.
Yeah. I thought the same. Like once I got an Apple Watch,
I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm on my watch. No.
And I used to think, man, you got an Apple Watch. Are you just ignoring me? But now I get it.
I so get it because I literally don't pay attention.
Me either. I don't pay attention to it at all, and I wear it almost every day.
I literally don't be paying attention.
Sometimes I don't think I be getting notified on my Apple Watch either. I don't think everything comes to it. So, but okay, yes. Back to social media. I think it would be great. I think the ability to detach yourself from a virtual reality of sorts and come back into actual reality, I feel like could really reset the mind. 24 hours can do way more mentally than you think it can. It can change your perspective on the way you approach things, and not having to feel like you always have to be connected to something and be available. Because one thing that I hear, especially from kids, is I need my phone. How am I gonna do this? How am I gonna do that? How's somebody gonna contact me? When we were growing up,
you're not a doctor. You ain't gotta be.
You're not a doctor. You're not a lawyer. You don't have to be on call. Who's calling you? That's that important. We had to be home, and if you weren't home, If you was outside playing or you were at they had a friend house, call them back or tell them to call you when you get home.
It was so much more freedom.
Freedom.
Than like feeling the obligation to communicate, all be in constant communication and constantly be available to people.
And you know what the crazy part is about it? I think we as a society, and when I say we, the government, I feel like they have done such a good job of flipping that and making it feel like the freedom is in having access to all of this now. But that is not where the freedom lies. The freedom lies in you not having to always feel like you have to be available or have to be connected to anything outside of your immediate realm.
Remember when we used to go outside for hours, yo?
Tara, I was riding
back home
till them street lights came on.
Till the street lights came home. You don't know what happened to us between the hours of when we left the house and when we came home.
I'm going to tell you something, and this is before our time, but I'm very familiar with this commercial.
We didn't have no phone.
We used to be outside as generations millennial pre, so much so that they had to make a commercial for the parents to say, it's 10 p.m. or 9 p.m. Do you know where your child is?
Where are they?
Where are they? Because we were just outside.
We'd be outside.
Like a literal commercial. You could probably go to YouTube and find it.
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
That's how much we was outside and we was just living life.
Thought
nothing of it.
We was leaving and going wherever we was going.
Don't let you have a bike. I was riding my bike across town.
We was 2 towns over.
Like, how did you get over here? Ariana, girl, what are you doing here? That's how it was.
She caught me in the next town on my bike. She said, if you don't get your hips.
She was driving? Ooh, how embarrassing.
Get your butt back home. I was over there by my grandma's house in the whole next town on my bike. I said, God dog it, I'm caught.
It didn't stop you. Probably wouldn't.
But I went out again the next day. Every day we was gone for hours. We was just anywhere, everywhere. Riding a bike trail, going to the school, going to the park, going to the candy store.
Going to the candy lady, going to the pool.
For your friend's house, jumping rope, playing hops.
Going to the basketball court.
Building a fort.
Going to the creek.
Going to the creek. Like
picking up sticks and salamanders.
Playing with nature. Yo, we were not sitting up in a room all day talking to a stranger on the game. Like, no shade to that. Like, if that's what you do, but you need to give yourself a break to go outside.
Yeah.
Go outside.
Yeah.
Same thing to me. I have to tell myself, go outside. And sometimes don't even take your phone. You don't need no music. Just listen to the sound of nature. Nature is music. You know?
That's true.
So
That's
just
very
enjoy
true.
the atmosphere, you know, and like take a notebook and write your thoughts. I can't wait. It's getting into spring. I can't wait to be able to go outside, sit on a picnic blanket and just
be. And I'll tell you this.
Just be.
I had to, I took for granted the weather in Atlanta because it gets cold. But not as cold as DC and for not as long. So I was able to continue going to the park a lot during the winter. And I had, I spent my first winter here.
It's a little depressing.
Yeah. I actually had to actively find ways to get outdoor air or get sunshine even when it was freezing or snowing or whatever because I felt physically the toll and mentally the toll it was taking on me.
That's what I feel. I feel sorry for people who come from the south and come to the north because it's like you grew up being able to be outside like
baby. You don't know until you know. You don't know until you know.
Yeah, no, you're not outside.
It's still snowing places. It was snowing in Chicago.
Yeah, it was snowing
yesterday.
The other day, yeah. It's like, yeah. So I feel sorry but I'm looking forward to spring and it is now spring and when it's really warming up, because you need to be outside. You need to get some fresh air. Like, it's so healthy. We were not meant to be indoors like a jail, like, all the time. That's just not how we were meant
It's kind of like a jail. You putting yourself in a jail of your own mind.
Of your own, by your own accord.
Which is crazy.
When do you
when
go
think about
out and walk or anything? Like, I can't believe that we were outside living life. Nobody thought anything of, none the wiser. Now, if your kid gone for 2 hours, you calling them.
Where you at?
Where you at?
Or you got that app.
Or you got the app.
Or you looking at them on Life 360 or something.
On 360. It was just like no freedom. It's like constant monitoring. I think we're in a time that now that we're like constantly being monitored. Like, and I know and I understand it's like safety and all that, but I think that can take a toll on you.
To not feel like you can live. And to be fair, we just talked about AI. What do you think these phones are doing? They're learning you. Every single day.
That's why I love being on vacation. And sometimes I don't take as many photos as I should.
Me either.
Because I just want to be.
Yeah.
I just want to be in the moment.
Same.
And I know it's important to have memory. So sometimes I force myself to take videos and pictures. But I just enjoy the moment so much that I just want to it's for me. It's not for y'all. It's for me.
I want to I really would love to bring back photo albums, actual tangible things you can sit down with. I want to get one of those handheld old camcorders, use those disposable cameras. I think that's what I'm going to start like taking. I have my camera that I normally do travel with. But there's something about like...
I think Gen Z also, even though, because they miss that, they appreciate like the nostalgia of things, you know?
Yeah.
Like the little fuzzy pictures and the less over-perfected things, you know? And just the moments, you know? Whereas millennials, it's just like, we got to prove, and post, and be perfect and look perfect. And I'm tired of it.
That's true. Gen Z does show up as who they are.
They really do.
On TikTok, baby, people be in their bed, in their car, doing, and I appreciate the authenticity. I would encourage you to take that into the real world. You would be surprised with that kind of like fearlessness.
Yeah. So
what
good.
you could accomplish if you really just actually interacted with people on the street.
Yeah.
Versus
so true.
on social media.
That's so true, because they're way more, you know, for my younger siblings, our younger sisters and brothers.
Yeah.
You're way more comfortable online than you are in person. And like, that's not good. Like, you need to be able
It's not a lifelong skill.
It's not a good thing to not be able to interact in a personal way with like friends and companions and all that. That's a skill that you need to develop. So yeah, it's like, let's develop that. I love that. That's so true.
And if we were sponsored by Skillshare, this could be an ad. Nice transition.
Concourse.
Skillshare, do you hear us? Sponsor the podcast. But yeah, I just tinkered around with that idea because I thought it would be so interesting if just for 24 hours you could just be, like you said, off the grid.
We're off the grid. If you don't know,
you know.
There, then you don't know.
You know how the kids say, if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. If you weren't there, then you just don't know.
Yeah. And that's okay.
Remember, we used to say you had to be there.
You had to be there. You had to be there. We if you went to school and you missed the episode or something that we were watching, you missed an award show. You just had to you were here to recaps.
But the powerful thing about it made this moment. It built this anticipation because everybody was experiencing it at the same time. Like when the Michael Jackson video came out or when somebody's video came out. It was like we were all watching it at the same time, because if you didn't watch it, you're going to miss it.
You were going to miss it. And it was such a monumental moment.
Yeah, man.
That was
fun.
It was making history, making memory.
It was just like when being a part of like being in Chicago and the Bulls was playing the championship. It was just like it's just like everybody's watching at the same time. We still kind of have that nostalgia with like Super Bowl moments and stuff like that. But having those real life experiences, they're unbeatable. Like, you can't beat that. Go outside, shut it down. I wish we did shut that down. Shut all electronics. Let's go off grid for a day, a weekend.
You keep taking it up a notch. See, I started out with 24 hours just social media.
Could you live off grid?
She done took it to everything for a week.
We were just talking about that with a producer. Could you live off grid? I think I could.
I can.
I feel like I would be Betty Crocker. I'd be making butter and bread and my own jelly and my canned goods and
I'm already doing stuff like that now.
Don't let
Growing
this
herbs.
outfit and this makeup.
Don't let the house fool you. Okay.
Don't let the press fool you, because I'll be up in there giving very much retro vibes, because it's something.
Y'all didn't think I was Amish.
That's the thing. Yeah, like, why not? Like, be connected to real food, not this fast food, not this overprocessed. Like, you grow your food. I so want that.
There's something satisfying. Because I garden when I had a yard.
It's so
satisfying to grow it and then go pick it, see it harvest, go out, pick it, cook it. Yeah.
I love that. It's not a lot of things I get jealous over or I feel envy. But when I see somebody with a beautiful garden, I be like, dang.
You really living.
That's the life I want. They be homesteading. I'm like, yeah, I think I could do that. And then I come to the city and entertain y'all and have a good time. But then I'm going back home.
I'm going back home.
To my unprocessed butter and bread.
To my chickens who are going to give me eggs that don't cost $10 a egg.
That I made in my chicken coop. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's something. I want to live. I don't want to watch people live. I want to live.
Man,
I don't want to just watch y'all live. I want to live my own life. I want to make my own memories and have my own experience. Not that I enjoy watching y'all live, because we doing a podcast. So clearly you watching. We believe in sharing information. And not that I don't enjoy, but I don't want to be consumed and caged and controlled by it.
I don't think your only source of information should come from online. Yeah. That shouldn't be your only sources of experience.
Good. You gotta live.
You have to get out and you have to actually live for yourself.
You have to live.
There's something that happens when you experience things for yourself.
So true.
Traveling changes your perspective. And I'm not even just talking about you gotta go all the way across the world. Traveling to the next town. I know some youth who have never left their blocks.
Bruh.
They only know the community in which they live in, and they don't know anything else.
Sometimes I just explore. Like, you know what? Yes, I know gas is high, but today I don't want to have a plan and go do. I want to see something and try something new.
Yeah, I've been doing that, and I will say the trade-off for the weather here in the DMV area is the beautiful sceneries. Like, it's gorgeous when the sun is shining. The closer you get to Virginia, there are all these beautiful waterfalls and trails and just really and that exists in Georgia for sure, but it's a little bit closer to me now than it was there, because I lived in the city, and I live in the city now, but it's still closer.
Yeah, man. I think that's powerful.
Yeah. Y'all, well, this week's homework assignment is to put the phone down and go outside.
I can make you put your phone down.
I can make you put your phone down. Go outside for at least 2 hours.
Yes, please,
just
for the
2
love
hours
of God. Go outside.
And if you can't for some reason,
because it's too cold or something,
go outside. Try to open up your shades. Let the sun shine in. Put your phone away for 2 hours and just sit and do something with your hands, or think, like, read, do a puzzle, draw, write, journal. We're talking no TV, nothing playing, no music, just you.
Just you in the atmosphere.
Exactly.
And see, won't you be inspired? You will be inspired if you're not distracted by everything somebody else is doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
I love that.
Well, this has been another episode of Friendship University Podcast. We're so thankful to continue to be able to sit here and have these conversations with you. You all know where to find us. You can find everything in the description box below. Like, comment, share, subscribe, y'all. We making it big in 2025.
Or watch our other video from last week.
Watch last week's video. Yeah, please do. Full circle. It'll all coordinate. It'll all coordinate.
Like we are on this.
It'll come together for you. Watch last week's episode. Okay. We love you all, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?